Coming up on 9 News Mornings, new approval for the sale of an opioid reversing drug without a prescription. Our 9 Health expert explains the impact of selling naloxone over the counter. Kids in Colorado are having a difficult time going to school amid quite a bit of violence. What a psychologist says schools should be doing to better support their students. And breaking barriers, we talked to a woman who is making strides in a male-dominated field, working as an airplane mechanic. 9 News Mornings starts now. Good morning. Taking a live look outside on your Thursday, Ball Arena and downtown Denver. We're expecting a warm-up today, but it comes with a side of wind.
Oh my goodness, get ready everybody. All right, good morning. Thursday morning, foggy outside this morning too.
It makes me think when you said, what do you call it? Because we call it Friday pre-party.
Friday pre-party.
And you said Thursday.
He goes Thursday. He let me down so hard.
What do you call
All
it?
of us.
Thursday.
That's what my calendar says.
That's right. And it's George's birthday today.
Yay!
Happy birthday!
Not just Thursday, it's George's birthday today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all know how to make a guy feel special around here.
Well, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, as far as the weather goes, we've got 65 degrees for your birthday today, but we've also got winds maybe 30, 40, 50 miles an hour this afternoon around here. So I don't know how much
Nice
you can
but
enjoy
aggressive, much
all
like
that.
my personality.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes, exactly right. I like that. So yes, we're going to be nice and mild today. Then we cool down Friday, but it's a one-day event and your weekend looks terrific. What do you see it? First of all, we do have some partly cloudy skies right now. We're at 23 degrees, so it's kind of cool out there. You see the clouds over the mountains. As the day goes on, that will become snow, and they have the winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings out for that area. Sunny skies over the eastern plains run up until 5 o'clock this afternoon. Then we see a couple of scattered showers around here, as you can see, with the snow going on in the high country. 65 degrees, but it will be windy this afternoon, so they're going to be gusty winds with that 65 miles an hour. Tonight, we'll see maybe a rain or snow shower and 31 degrees. For tomorrow, rain showers, mostly cloudy, cooler, 53 degrees for the high, but look at your weekend. 65 on your Saturday, 68 on Sunday. We drop the winds out of the forecast. 65 on your Monday, but then things change again. 46 on Tuesday. Rain or snow showers, even colder for your Wednesday.
Ed, thank you. We want to help you get out the door. This is I-25 and 58th Avenue this morning, dark and early. Not a whole lot happening on I-25 across the metro. 14-minute ride or quicker between downtown and the tech center on I-25 both directions. Now, we do have reported fire department activity in the area of Virginia and Elm Street this morning, so you may see fire crews through that stretch in Glendale. As far as what we look like throughout the rest of the metro area, pretty good shape. 11-minute drive into Commerce City right now on westbound 76. If you're going to be traveling on I-70, no problems between I-25 and 225, 8-minute travel time there, both directions. And if you're going to be heading out from Denver into Boulder here soon, no issues to report on westbound Highway 36. That's going to take you 18 minutes.
Erica, thank you. As the opioid crisis continues in Colorado, the federal government is now taking additional steps toward making a life-saving antidote more accessible. This week, the FDA approved naloxone for over-the-counter use for the first time.
9 News reporter Darius Johnson joins us now live in studio. And Darius, this is a major step when it comes to saving more lives.
Jordan and Corey, life-saving indeed. Right now, drug overdoses are the leading cause of accidental deaths in the United States. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 107,000 people died of an accidental drug overdose in 2021, and more than 80,000 of those deaths involved opioids. One solution, naloxone, or the name brand Narcan. On Wednesday, the FDA approved the drug to be sold without needing a prescription. For the last 8 years, it's only been sold as a prescription drug. However, many states, just like Colorado, created workarounds and programs over the last couple of years to allow people to get their hands on this life-saving antidote. The hope is that this will now help improve access to naloxone and reduce the risks for future overdose deaths.
This to me is a major victory in that fight, because now you don't necessarily have to go to, a substance use center or a healthcare facility in order to get these medications. You don't have to go through the state. You might be able to get them in something as simple as a vending machine.
Now, FDA officials say naloxone could now be sold in convenience stores like 7-Elevens, grocery stores such as your local King Soopers, and even some vending machines in some places. However, it likely won't be available until summer because the company that makes it needs time for the rollout, sorting out costs to see if insurance will cover some of it, and to see if other manufacturers want to jump on board to be able to produce this as well. Doctors say all of this comes right on time as the United States has started to see a slight uptick in teenagers teenagers and children accidentally overdosing and dying. Jordan?
And you know, Darius, I think this is a great idea because we've talked about the fact that carrying naloxone can only do good. You can't harm anybody by even accidentally using it on somebody. So I wonder how many people might pass by it on a store shelf and say, let me pick this up, keep this on hand just in case.
And you know, there is a lot of controversy when talking about this rollout. There's a lot of talk saying that, hey, you're going to make it more widely available, so a lot of people aren't going to buy it, or a lot of people aren't really going to do the things that they need to do to try to obtain it and try to be able to save a life. So it's definitely going to be one of those things moving forward to make sure that all of the right coins are kind of in the right place, to make sure that everyone's using it and everyone's able to benefit from this, because hey, if we waited 8 years, you want this to be beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely.
Darius, thank you. It's 5:05 right now, and their violent death made headlines this week. 2 women allegedly killed at the hands of their husband and father.
If it's not clear if the women killed in Inglewood had other close family, so last night strangers gathered to make sure they're remembered. Investigators say 81-year-old Reginald McLaren killed his wife and his adult daughter at their home on Saturday because he didn't want them to be homeless after he lost his job. Police say he killed them with an axe and left their bodies in the living room. The coroner's office has not officially identified these 2 women. Usually they would do that after talking with family, but they've been pretty hard to find. The group that hosted the vigil is working with the coroner's office now to find potential connections.
It helps, right? I think we're really trying to identify if she is, is there an identity related to her? And can we do that coming together as a community?
The arrest affidavit does name the victim, so we are choosing to do so in this story as well. They are 70-year-old Bethany McLaren and 35-year-old Ruth Jennifer McLaren. During the vigil, members of the local Nepali community, including the Colorado Nepal Alliance, say Bethany was also known as Pavitra. They believe she was actually from India with Nepalese descendants and don't believe she had local family. They are working with the coroner's office to try to find any connections. The suspect is still in jail without bond. Prosecutors expect to charge him with first-degree murder at his next hearing in April.
This morning, police are looking into threats directed at 2 schools in Loveland. They say they got tips through the Safe to Tell system about a threat to Loveland High School around 8 yesterday morning, and then one to Lucille Irwin Middle School around 11. They say neither was credible. The district says after they found out about the threat, 10 to 13 staff members left the high school campus. So the district canceled classes for the rest of the day and let students go home early.
Cities across Colorado have found success dispatching mental health clinicians to calls with police officers. A school district thinks the same approach might make kids safer as well. Marianne is a clinical social worker. She is one half of the Thompson School District's new co-responder program. Larimer County Deputy Brendan Solano is the other half of her team as a school resource officer. In less than 6 months since the program started, the duo has responded to nearly 150 calls involving students in crisis or with mental health needs.
I can't provide a kid with therapy. I can't continue to follow up with these kids and make these referrals to make sure they're getting treatment.
We aren't writing tickets. We're not taking students to jail. We are getting them connected with services on the spot on an as-needed basis.
Administrators stress the program is proactive, so instead of an SRO responding when something is wrong, the deputy and clinician are involved in kids' daily lives, even checking up on them with home visits outside of school. The goal here is to get them treatment before it becomes a larger issue.
Families and students are looking for solutions after the shooting last week involving East High School. As communities search for ideas to make kids safer, psychologists hope we focus more on mental health. Here's 9 News reporter Kelly Rinke.
Ideas are swirling around schools about how to keep kids safe from gun violence.
What we have is a systemic societal problem that's not going away, and there are no quick fixes.
Psychologist Dr. Anthony Young understands there isn't one answer, but he hopes leaders focus on one idea.
We definitely need for there to be more mental health professionals assigned to schools, both middle school and high school, maybe even as early as elementary school.
As some suggest how to physically keep kids safe, like adding police officers, he wants schools to protect the kids' mental health, too.
If we're not addressing this issue in the schools, we know that by and large, these issues are not being addressed in the homes.
Over a decades-long career in Colorado, he's talked to kids about why they have a gun.
When children, particularly male youth, feel intimidated, that their lives are in danger, the first impulse has been to, well, you have to protect yourself. I do believe that every child, for the most part, can benefit from social emotional learning, teaching them teaching them how to handle their anger and their emotional issues more effectively.
He doesn't think mental health professionals should be there for just a moment after a tragedy. Having that help always on campus makes sense to him, especially at a place where kids spend most of their time.
Children are being traumatized. Every time a shooting occurs, the trauma remains.
Kelly Rinke reporting there. Dr. Young also talked about the lack of diversity in his field. As of 2019, the American Psychiatric Association said fewer than 5% of psychologists are Black. Because of that, it can be difficult for Black Americans to find a counselor they feel comfortable enough to share any race-related trauma.